Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. 33, man. 33 years of prison stories. We out here. We out here doing what we can do. Trying to make some change. Trying to put this positive energy out here in the universe. TBP, stand up, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We on the road to 100K. We almost there. We almost there. We squeaking, but we rolling. We still throwing punches, man. So we still in the fight. So let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Woo, man. Shout out to Hardcore Boxing News, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. We gonna collab real soon. You know I talk boxing all day, man. And just chopped it up with him for a little bit. And you know, all my videos come from sparks of the brain. So I was just thinking about some about these prisons, man, and how I seen from the time I went in the change in you know what they had to as far as weapons, man. You know, prison then they didn't start using weapons now, man. You know, against us. You know, the convict, you know, the inmate or whoever, you know. But I can remember when I first went in, man, you know, I probably, because one of the reasons why it was so dangerous, because like I say, if somebody get into a fight or altercation or whatever, you had to, you know, the CO's gonna come and they gonna break it up or whatever, you know, when they want to, or when they get there, or if they get there, you know. But normally by that time, you know, and, you know, for the most part, you would have had to, you know, done to you whatever was done to you. You know, you would have had to fend for yourself. And, you know, more or less, that's still the case in prison. Always been the case. But over time, you know, that changed. You know what I'm saying? That changed. They started using more things. When I first went in, though, you know, a lot of prisons or some prisons, the officers had the nightsticks. You know, just like you see in the movies or whatever, they got nightsticks. That's all they, you know what I'm saying, had was for their defense was the nightsticks. You know, maybe mace, maybe they had mace as well, but yeah, nightsticks and mace. But man, oh how times have changed, man. Oh how times have changed in prison now, man. You know, they got all types of weapons now that they use and form against you, man. They got the dogs, you know, they will chew you up like, you know, you're an old bone or something. Man, they got shock shields. Yeah, shock shields. Meaning like when you see them have them shields and stuff, like when you see the police out in the riots and stuff, and they got the little shields and they walk behind the shields so stuff can't get thrown on them. Well, in prison now they had those, but now they got the shock shields, whereas they hit a button and it electrocute you. Zzz, zzz, back up, zzz, back up, bag you up in the cell, press that thing down on you, be shocking you. Yeah, I've experienced it. It don't feel good at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got the dogs, they got the shock shields. They got the mace, you know, then, you know, up in the mountains and stuff, when they start opening these level 5s and 6s and all of this stuff, man, you know, they had them, you know, and thank God that I wasn't up there when this was going on, man, but it definitely was going on. I know from firsthand experience because I've seen the results of it. I've seen dudes come from up there with these injuries, man, but they had cattle prongs up there, man. You know, cattle prongs, you know, like on the end of the nightstick, it had the little zzz, shock you, you know, type stuff, man. Dudes was having round burn marks on their backs and necks and faces and stuff and trying to put in lawsuits. You know, they was just brutalizing people up there. And I spoke about that before, about them cattle prawns that they had up there, man. And yeah, they was using them until someone or somebody made them get rid of them. But they had those up there against dudes. And then with the 5 and 6s, came the gun too. Came the almighty gun where they shooting these pellets and rubber bullets at you, like you target practice or whatnot. And when I first came to prison, there won't no guns in prison. It won't no guns in prison. It won't no shock shields. It won't no dogs. It won't none of that stuff, man. But they done used all of these things now as weapons that's being used against human beings. This locked up. So it's just it then just got crazy, and you get abuse of that stuff, man. You get people who abuse that. You putting the gun in people's hand that ain't never shot nobody, ain't never had no job in security or nothing like that, and probably got like everybody else in this world a ton of personal problems, and then you giving them a gun and tell them that they can legally shoot somebody for stepping over a line or talking too loud or raising their voice or slamming a card on the table in a card game. You know what I'm saying? It's just insane, man. And I can remember, man, when the first time that I got on a compound that had these guns and stuff, man, and that was Sussex too. And the guns and the dogs, both of them were there. The first time I'm on there with these guns and dogs, and it was just crazy, man, because they was trying to run this place, man. It was just opening, I'm with the first couple of 100 people there. So they was trying to run this place, man, like it was like, I don't know what you could call it, man, like I don't know. I would assume like a concentration camp or something you see in a movie. They yelling, they screaming, they threatening you, they telling you, if you cross this line, we gonna shoot you. If you do this, we gonna shoot you. If you talk loud, we gonna shoot you. If you act aggressive, we gonna shoot you. And you saying to yourself, man, when they start shooting people in prison, I mean, they shooting. I always heard that, they got the guns and stuff or whatnot in the feds. And, I always heard that, the big federal prisons or whatever, they can shoot you, but I'm in the state. You know what I'm saying? This was unheard of, but now it's heard of. They doing it, and I can remember. I think the first person I saw get shot was somebody who got out of line doing going to chow or whatever, and they just bust him. You know what I'm saying? Blah. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's like, because you in prison, man. You heard gunshots. It's something that you're not even used to. Especially when you've been in prison for a little while, you're not used to hearing that no more. No matter what neighborhood you come out of, what hood, what city you come out of, you in prison there if you've been in there for a while. So gunshots is not a thing that your brain is used to hearing. So now when you hear this, man, you automatically alarmed and crazy. And then they want you to get down on the ground and spread out and lay. I don't care if it's snowing, raining, dirty, whatever. You got to get down. If you don't get down, then you're going to get shot as well. You gonna get shot as well just for not laying down and spreading out. So it was shocking, man, to see that, and then see a dude laying over there wilding and hollering, because these rubber bullets, they hurt. They still bullets. They still coming out of a gun at warp speed, so, hitting the body, So man, it was just really, really eye opening, man, and made you even more so paranoid than you already was. So this changes your mindset too. I think this is part of the psychological, warfare that they was playing to change your mindset to try to keep people from, getting physical to also keep you, scared and submissive to them because they letting you know this is the threat. We gonna shoot you. We gonna put the dog on you. It ain't nothing you can do. You ain't got no wins. So it was a psychological thing as well. You know what I'm saying? But people in general are resilient, and especially dudes in prison, man, because you're already up against everything, man. And for a while, that is gonna scare people. That's gonna shake people up. But after a certain period of time, man, dudes they gonna be them. They gonna revert back to their own survival skills and not let the gun really scare them. It's gonna be a factor, but I think over time it started wearing off. Like if I'm gonna get shot, I'm gonna get shot. But whatever I got to do, I got to do. And I think it got to that point. But in the beginning, in the inception of them guns, man, dudes was scared to death, and I was one of them. I ain't want to get shot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to get shot. I definitely ain't want to lose an eye. You know what I'm saying, or anything like that, or anything major. Plus, just ain't want to get shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm in prison. I thought I ain't had to worry about getting shot. I thought only thing I had to worry about was, physically protecting myself in that Bethlehem. That's it. But now you bring all of this stuff in, man, dogs and the guns and the shock shields, and man, they even came up with they had a belt, a transfer belt now that they had came up with, that goes around your waist, whereas to the officer has the control to it, whereas if you try to escape or do something or get unruly or get crazy in court or whatever, they can hit the button and it sends a shock to your kidneys. Sends a shock to your kidneys. However many volts it was, I can't remember, I can't say for sure, but you could Google this stuff. They got these things now, man, where they put it around your waist that they hook the handcuffs to, and they could just hit the button and it'll send a shock to your kidneys, which is supposed to, drop you or halt you in your tracks. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't run, you can't get out of control or whatever. Man, if y'all don't tell me this stuff if this stuff don't sound, what does it sound like to y'all? That's torture, man. What they doing to people, man? Shock shields, guns, dogs, waist joints shocking your kidneys, mace. And I know you're going to have people who say, oh, well, they locked up. Okay, well, they locked up for doing something wrong. What is this, though? What is this? If you did this to anybody, you can be locked up for doing this to somebody on the street. So now when you locked up, does that make it right that it can be done to you? But if you did this to somebody on the street, you would be locked up. So it's just crazy, man. It's crazy in there, man. It is crazy, and it was getting crazier as the years went on, as the decades went on, and I guess like they felt like, this was a way to try to, or to justify, they say is a way to curb the violence, to keep people in line, to keep them, in control. But you're curbing the violence, but you creating the violence on them now, and you expect them to be docile when you're doing these type of things to them, man. So it's just kind of ironic to me, and you use a gun to break up a fight. You shooting somebody, who gonna get hurt? What's gonna hurt them the worst, the bullet or the fist? You see what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, man. It's crazy thinking, but that's what prison had turned to, man. It's just they got all of these different type of weapons that they'll use on you, use against you, and only thing you got is your will to live, and if you gonna pick up that Bethlehem, and then they're gonna justify trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna justify trying to kill you if you do that. So especially and go at them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a wicked place in there, man. It's a wicked place in there right now. And I say that because I talked to people recently and they still up there, shooting the gun. Shooting the gun at Wallace Ridge, shooting the gun at Sussex 1, Sussex 2, Red Onion. Dudes are still getting shot, man. Dudes have lost eyes. Dudes have, been shot and got, little pellet holes and stuff all in their back, all in their leg. Dudes have gotten dog bites where they got scars on them that'll be forever. Dudes have gotten the cattle prong on them. I seen dudes with big round burn marks on their face, on their neck, on their back, on their arms. You know what I'm saying? These things are everlasting, man. Everlasting, psychologically and physically. These things are everlasting. You know what I'm saying? So, they gonna bear the scars of these forever, man. And I don't know. I'm trying to find some type of sense in that. Some type of sense in that. Prison has been around for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? And all of these things were never necessary, and I don't see why they're actually necessary now, and I don't see how they can differentiate that from any form of torture. Because anybody given any type of weapon and authority will most definitely abuse it at some point. You know what I'm saying? Will most definitely abuse it at some point. And like I said, you putting these guns. You could come get a job at these places that got guns, and never worked in any type of security or anything in your life. And once you get certified and you get put in that booth, you have the authority now to shoot somebody. To shoot somebody. You may not like them. They may cuss you out. I mean, I've seen people shoot people for no reason, then they just don't like them. No reason than just because they got smart. No reason in that just because they raised their voice. I told y'all when I was on Wallace Ridge and the dude was arguing with the dude about the microwave and joking on him, and he just bust. Pow! You know what I'm saying? Just bust him. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Just because. So this is insane to me, man. But this is what's going on in the penitentiary. Yeah, and I know so many dudes, they got lawsuits and stuff against the prisons and stuff for being shot. You got dudes that's been shot and they won't even in a fight. They won't even in an altercation. They just got shot because they in the area. Because that's what they do. They just start busting. You know what I'm saying? So you could be shot just because you in prison. You know what I'm saying? Is that fair? Is that right? But this is what they doing. I can remember being in there, man, cutting hair. I told y'all that on the Sussex, man, when they just started shooting because dudes was fighting upstairs and they just shooting everywhere, man, and bullets and pellets is just flying everywhere. And if you don't duck and cover your face up, you can lose an eye. For somebody else's altercation, you can lose your eye, or you can get shot, or you can get hit. It's steel and concrete in there. These things hit the wall and bounce off just as fast as they come out the gun. So, man, it's wicked, man. It's wicked in there with all the other things that you got to deal with all the other, precautions you got to take now. You got to take precautions for, to make sure you don't get shot. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you don't get shot. Or the dogs, when they come in, you laying down and the dogs is going everywhere and they crazy and they might bite you because you moving or because they walk by you because they trained to attack. They attack dogs. They attack dogs, man. Yeah, they meant to bite you. You know what I'm saying? That's what they trained to do, to bite you, to chew you up, And man, it's just, to me, it just feel like, it's more, dehumanizing, devaluing your life, letting these things occur, and they sanctioning this like it's it's okay. It's okay. But if it was out in the real world and it was being done to human beings, everybody would be in an uproar. But, like I say, when you're in prison, this is going to be part of your life. Your life is going to be devalued greatly devalued. You're going to have to place their own value on your life, man, because the foolishness that goes on in there is just unbelievable, man. But yeah, they put the dogs on you, man. They let them chew you too. They just sit there and let them shake you for a while. And then, like I say, you could be a victim just from being in prison. Because them bullets ain't got no name on them, and they start shooting without hesitation. And if dudes keep fighting, they keep shooting. So, that right there created a lot where people ain't even want to come out their cell. I felt like that for a little while when I was at Wallace Ridge. I didn't want to be out because you had the gang members up there and they might fight at any time. So bullets could be flying at any time. Dogs could be in there. You could be on the ground. It could be big riot mace being sprayed all over. So you choking and gasping and you can't get up, or you might get bit, or you might get shot. So you got to lay there and then just choke and just be suffering because of what somebody else did. You understand? Because of what somebody else got going on. So, you'll be better off in your cell. You'll be better off not even going out. And the same thing with the yard. If you go out there on the yard and them gang members get the rumbling or something, then everybody's going to feel the effect of the mace. The dogs going to be out there. The bullets going to be flying. So, man, it's like a war zone. It's like a war zone when they put these weapons in prison, man. It's like a war zone. So, The guards don't have to do too much physical altercations anymore, breaking up into the things that they're hired to do. They don't have to do too much of that anymore, especially on these 5s and 6s, because the gun's gonna do it all. The dog's gonna do it all. The K9 unit, the shock shields, the mace, the riot mace. You got some of them walk around, they got the big riot mace holster on their leg. On their leg. You understand me? And these people, you're not going to tell me, because I know from experience, you're not going to tell me that these people do not abuse that authority, man. They don't just do it just because they don't like you, or because you said something slick, or you said something that they don't agree with. This is too much power to give somebody over somebody else's life, especially the power that you're giving them can alter somebody else's life. Shooting somebody can alter their life. Having a dog attack them and chew them up, scar them for life. Macing somebody till they choke and pass out. And then you cuff them up and rough them up. Man, I'm telling you, it's brutal in there. It's brutal. And when them putting these weapons in there, ain't do nothing but make it even that much more brutal, man. So, like I say, I'm speaking on this because of a conversation that I had recently, and then dudes is calling me, and letting me know that this stuff is still going on. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing slowed up. It ain't nothing stopped. They still doing the same, thing in prison. The same things. And dudes has got to survive under these conditions. They got to survive under these conditions, and then you're expecting them to act human. So it's crazy, man. It's just a crazy, crazy world in there, man. And I pray for the brothers every day. Hopefully a lot of these brothers will get their liberation, especially these brothers that have put in 20, 30, 40 plus years, and they still having to go through all of this, and seeing the penitentiary just change over the years and the decades, and how much worse it has gotten. It ain't gotten no better. How much worse it's gotten, man. And then these dudes and got old in there, and they still having to deal with all of this foolishness and all of these new rules and weapons that they introducing to the penitentiary, because of these young new dudes coming in here, and they can't control them. So they figured that this is the best way to do it, and everybody gonna pay for that. Everybody's gonna pay for that, man. But yes, man. So anyway, man, I just wanted to talk about that this morning. I wanted to get that off my chest, man. So hopefully it give y'all some insight, you know what I'm saying? So when you do know somebody in prison, man, you give them a little support. You answer their phone calls, check on them every now and then, because it ain't no telling what could be going on in there. At any given moment, there's no telling what could be going on in there. And there's no telling what could be going on to somebody that is your loved one, somebody that is your kinfolk. So check on them, man, and make sure they all right, because it's a vicious world inside them walls, man. Vicious world. But anyway, y'all let me know in the comments, man. Y'all let me know if y'all think that's fair. If y'all think that's, a way that a human being should be treated, irregardless of his crime. They took care of that in the courtroom when they sentenced him. So, in my opinion. So, I don't think you get sent anywhere to get brutalized, and it should be legal. They call that torture in war. Even in war, you can't, capture your enemy and then just brutalize them or torture them without facing consequences. But I guess in prison it's legal, But y'all let me know, man. Y'all talk to me. Y'all know I talk back. I know I'm just rambling this morning, but I had to get that up off my chest because it's fight night. Boy, them things look good, don't it? It's fight night. Y'all be safe out there. Be smart, make good decisions, man, and stay safe out there, man, and check on your loved ones if you got somebody locked up, man. We out here spreading a good message, man. Positive energy only, man. Peace and love. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Boom, 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 boom. Duck them hooks. And somebody better tell that dude fight Shakur Stevenson tonight there. Boom, duck them hooks, because he coming. Bang, bang.
The banking special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm going to have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.